Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell. You'll get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And when I'm not asking Bruce, hey, how big was Batista's? Well, you know. One of the things I like to do is help people save money. And if you're watching this video right now and you're in a 30-year loan, man, you're overpaying your single biggest bill and you may not even realize it. I want you to do a little experiment for me. Take your calculator out, multiply your monthly house payment by 360 payments. That's how many payments there are in a 30-year loan. That big scary number, that's your total of payments. You're looking at that number? You know you can do better. Keep more of your own money right now and go to savewithconrad.com. Or maybe you've got credit card debt. Man, it's not a matter of if I can save you money with that. Your average interest rate on a credit card is more than 20%. And by the way, all the interest you pay on those credit cards, it's not tax deductible. Whereas the mortgage interest, well, that is tax deductible. So if you owe this debt, it's up to you how to pay it back. Doesn't it make sense to get the cheapest rate possible and the greatest tax deduction possible? Find out how much money you can save right now for free at savewithconrad.com. You don't need perfect credit. Even scores in the 500s can be approved, and it's no cost out of pocket. But maybe best of all, we're licensed in more than 40 states. We can help more families than ever before. But how much can we save you? Find out right now for free with a quick quote from savewithconrad.com. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to What Happened When. And Tony?
What the fuck?
I'm happy to report.
Yeah.
It was a false finish.
Really?
We're not done. We're still here.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. We were told over and over and over that the network's going away.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow, somewhere, somebody is looking out for us. You and I still have it.
Isn't that amazing?
I don't know how this is happening. How is this possible?
I don't either. And how come we didn't do What Happened When?
Well, I was told I needed to switch it up, you know.
What fucker online told you need to switch it up? And why are you fucking listening to him?
Kurt Angle.
Fuck it. Then switch it up.
You're like, I regret everything I said.
I don't want him stretching my ass, buddy.
Tell Mr. Angle that was a great idea.
There's just some people that you just don't fuck with.
It's tremendous.
Yeah. Okay. What happened when? Hey, and yeah, we are rolling. We're all rolling through the network. I'm thinking that maybe that the people say, you know what? Conrad and Tony still need it for a little while. Let's keep it rolling for them.
Yes, we did. We do. Mm-hmm. Absolutely do.
Yeah. So there we go. So now we're on April 19th, World Championship Wrestling. And this is actually airing during the Jim Crockett Memorial Cup.
I'm pretty excited about that we're still going to be able to, it feels like, knock on wood, still be able to do that.
Yeah. So again, what I'm trying to say here is that on April 19th was the day that we were in the Superdome.
Right.
Right. So there you go. So, yeah, it's a good time, man. A good time to be a fan of the old NWA and Jim Crockett Promotions and World Championship Wrestling. I wonder what would have happened if I opened the show like that in 1986.
Well, you probably would have got less shit than I did for saying, what happened when?
I would have gone, hey, Tony Schiavone and David Crockett. Yeah, let's go to the ring. Jimmy Valiant's going to kiss me. Ba, 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 boo.
So if you still got the network, fire up April 19th, 1986. Somehow, by the grace of God, Tony Schiavone and I have been blessed. We still have it. We hope that the Lord has blessed you as well.
Yeah, we hope he has, because he certainly has blessed me over the past 5 years. So there you go.
Mostly with my mere presence, but that's a story for another time.
That is a story for another time that we bring up many, many times. If you're a subscriber of this on Westwood One or with us on Patreon, you know the story very, very well by now. And it's going to be in comic book form very soon.
Yep. He's got his crayons. He's got his colored pencils. He's got it through the markers.
So here's the deal about it.
Nothing happening, son of a bitch.
Thank you.
Yeah.
These are real artists.
Sure.
Some of them draw with computer now.
I don't think Dirk Manning has
Okay.
any fucking time to draw anything.
Well, he doesn't draw. He writes the script.
No, he don't.
Yeah,
he zooms. That motherfucker has done 18 videos since you and I started recording this show.
Yeah, I know.
He is the Flavor Flav of colored pencil.
For all the artists who work diligently on their craft, for all the artists who work very hard on our Butts in Seats comic, by the way, it's buttsinseatscomic.com, all those artists, and there are many of them, I appreciate your craft.
Oh yeah, for sure. They did a great job on it.
They did a great job. Okay. Don't give me that colored pencil bull, Alabama bullshit.
No, they really did a home run. Everybody listening to this knows that. They also know that I'm a no good son of a bitch, and I like to give you shit. That's what they
Yes, as we say, common knowledge.
Hey, so why did you stress buttsinseatscomic.com? Is it because your dumbass maybe forgot that part yesterday?
Not yesterday.
Okay, because I felt like it was yesterday.
Perhaps
Perhaps the day before.
The first time we started talking about it.
Oh, I was talking about when you made posts on your own social media and you put buttsinseats.com and it went to some other like third-party ticket site.
So, really?
Yeah.
Well, then you got to blame my daughter for that one.
Well, I have nothing to say. Sort of like you did about Angle. I'm just going to retreat everything that we've said because she's a fine young woman.
She is. Of course, it could have been that stupid son of a bitch, Dave Hancock, who slipped in there and put something. Now, that's who you should blame.
Hey, if you ever want to have a good time, ask Jeff Jones about Dave Hancock down at AEW. Just say, hey, man, you know who's really a great guy?
I've done that before.
Dave. Boy, it's like a wind-up doll. You just say Dave Hancock and just let him go.
By the way, Jeff Jones, who we all love.
Well,
okay, Jeff Jones, who we all tolerate.
Yeah.
He called, and I missed his call. And then I was talking to someone. I said, damn, Jeff Jones called. And I'm not so sure. I got to call him back because, you know, we work together because you never know. And I said, I'm not so sure I have 20 minutes to stay on the phone with him.
No shit.
I spent 23 minutes with him on the phone. I
Yeah.
called back. He just goes on and on and on. But the good news is he loves what we're doing because this is his wheelhouse, you know, this era.
Yeah.
Big time Crockett fan back in the 80s. And so there, and he's, I have a lot of time for Jeff Jones. I mean, listen, as a referee, anybody could have stood in a neutral corner and just looked at people, you know, which is what he did as a referee. But he and I have the same feeling about a lot of people in this business. Same.
You both kind of like me.
We both like you very much.
You both hate Hancock.
I don't hate Dave Hancock. I
You just
know
said it was
well, he's nothing happening, son of a bitch. Doesn't mean I don't hate him. I hate him, you know.
Okay.
Y'all
have the same feelings about Taz.
Yeah.
You have the same feelings about Jim Ross.
No, I don't. Yeah, I guess maybe. I don't know what his feelings about JRR. We don't.
He thinks he's tremendous and he's the voice of a generation and he loves him.
Yeah.
But maybe you feel differently. Maybe you think Jim Ross is a nothing happening son of a bitch.
No, I didn't say that. And
everybody listening heard what you said. And it's time that we just take to Twitter and take to social media and say, boy, I heard on hashtag WHW Monday that hashtag Tony Schiavone 24 has low key heat with hashtag Jim Ross.
Okay.
He says that hashtag Jim Ross is a hashtag nothing happening son of a bitch.
And if you do a search on hashtag lying piece of shit, Conrad's picture will show up.
That's true. Accurate.
So there you go. We both say, we both have the same feelings about that pumpkin pie eating fat ass, no good piece, bald piece of shit.
Arn Anderson?
No.
Oh.
But anyway, other than that,
Dawkins? We're just trying to put together who do
well, no, you want me to get sued? You want to have legal action taken against us? Defamation of character? You want to have that thrown out at us? Because he'll do it. Because he's looking for a buck everywhere he goes.
Oh, Dawkins, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So,
Tony, I'm ready to watch the show. If
Oof,
that's
yeah.
out. I don't know if you're thinking maybe we should watch the show or.
I think maybe we should.
Okay.
Okay. So why don't you identify where we're going to go, since you do that so well,
Well,
and
I said it
get off your shit can here and let's go.
You're fussing about Jeff Jones and random shit. Nobody fucking cares. We jacked off your colored pencil. All right. It's buttsandseatscomic.com. It's April 19th. It's 1986. It's an hour and 26 minutes and 46 seconds. It's on the WWE network or maybe somewhere on YouTube. But we definitely have it on the networky. And I'm not talking about the cocky. I'm talking about the networky. And I'm ready to watch it right now.
So am I.
Well, let's play it.
Let's go to our special countdown and get out of this bullshit we're talking about in ready?
I've been ready, motherfucker.
I've been ready, motherfucker. Bug, you ready? He doesn't give a shit.
But Bug thinks the same about this podcast as Lois. Bullshit.
Okay.
You ever hear some of my commercials and think to yourself, that sounds too good to be true. That's probably malarkey. Here's the deal, man. It's real. Just ask Jason up in North Branch, Minnesota. He left us a 5-star review for our work over at SaveWithConrad.com. He had this to say: "My fellow wrestling fans and podcast listeners, Conrad's message is real. This process is very easy. Believe me, I've refinanced twice in the last 12 months. If the need ever arises again, without hesitation, I would make the call. Thank you, Conrad, and especially thank you, Derek. When you guys are in Minnesota, give me a shout. I'd love to buy you each a drink." We helped Jason save some cash and get an even better deal than he got somewhere else before, and you can do it too right now. You don't need perfect credit, you don't need money out of your pocket, but it's worth another look. I'm telling you, what have you got to lose? Wouldn't you just like to have that peace of mind of knowing you've got the best deal for your family? Well, that's what my family can do for you right now at SaveWithConrad.com.
Here we go. Special countdown coming up.
Would it have killed that guy in there with the Road Warriors to sell something? I mean,
Gene Ligon.
I felt like Gene Ligon probably had the same, I don't know, like interest in being a wrestler as Lois. Like you've told me before that Lois in her love life, she won't sell nothing. She'll just lay there. And I feel like that's what Gene Ligon was. He ain't gonna sell nothing. He's just gonna lay there.
Let's get to this great entrance first.
World Championship Wrestling, and Tony, we're at the end of the road for the cup and the $1 million, because the afternoon session is already over.
Already completed.
They're starting in the evening session now.
That's right. 24 of the greatest tag teams in the world. The field has now been reduced. The evening session tonight, someone will walk away. 2 men will walk away with $1 million in the Jim Crockett Sr. Memorial Cup. Someone's going to walk away with the NWA World Heavyweight title. Will it be this man? Again.
Schiavone, woo! Tell it like it is, girls! Who's the damnedest man you ever met in your entire life? Put that camera on that side one time. Put it up one time. Slick Rick, woo! And I want the whole world to know I got my Learjet sitting right out there at Pete City Cab. In just about 20 minutes, I'm gonna ease down the steps. Ted Turner by my side, get my limousine, ride on 85, get my Learjet, woo, and take off to New Orleans. You got it, New Orleans. If you're watching right now, I'm 42,000 feet easing on in. Because in several hours, woo, I'm going to walk that aisle. Looking as only the nature boy can look. Oh, so fine. I'm not even going to tell you it's going to be Janie on my left and Mary on my right, but I'm not telling any of you which one of my robes I'm wearing till I get there tonight. Bottom line is, Big Dust, if you got the butterflies, don't feel bad. You got to wrestle the world champion in New Orleans tonight. The joint's going to be packed, and I don't do no job in front of 70,000 people. I walk down that aisle, and I take care of it. Who is only Slick Richard? And then, one more public announcement after I beat up Dusty Rhodes. I'm going to ease across the street to the High Regency and drinks all the champagne, anything you want is on the world check. So girls, keep in mind, it's a la carte, first come, first serve. Big Dust, I'm coming, Daddy. Woo! Get ready, the world champion, styling and profiling. Woo!
Ric Flair, the world heavyweight champion. A couple of other announcements. Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man Valiant, David, is back here today.
That's right.
It's been a couple of weeks since that situation occurred between Valiant and Shaska Watley. But Jimmy Valiant is here today. We'll get to talk to him.
All right, and we have a very special match. It's a match, a one-fall, 20-minute time limit match for the world television title. The champion, Arn Anderson, the challenger, none other than Manny Fernandez, the Ragin Bull. Let's go to the ring.
Right.
So one of my favorite Ric Flair promos of all time.
Mm-hmm.
They talked about Janie on my right, blah, 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 but I won't tell any of you girls what robe I'm wearing tonight. And I like when he started to talk about, I'm going to ease in, because that's the way he talks in real life. He's always talking about easing in, easing over. But the best part of the whole thing is, as he's talking about the Crockett Cup tonight, and I don't do no jobs in front of 70,000 people. And here's the thing, that was a quote unquote shoot comment. Because in just a moment, we're going to hear from Dusty Rhodes, and he addresses that line in particular. I don't do no jobs in front of 70,000 people. Dusty has something to say about it. And I've seen this particular episode countless times just because of those two promos, but I didn't really put two and two together that that's what we're watching today, because that interview series happened the day of the very first Crockett Cup.
Wow. This is great then. This is, and Dusty's coming out here real soon, as a matter of fact.
Next, in just a moment.
A couple of things I want to address. First of all, the open of the show, what Dusty always called the hot open. Yeah. That was a boring ass hot open, man. And I understand what they,
it was not good.
No, they started out with a leg drop by Hawk, and I get what they were trying to do, feature tag teams. But what you were seeing right there is a case of why Crockett was one of the, just an example of why Crockett was so behind Vince McMahon, because that was a piece that was put together by two videotape machines.
Yeah.
Not edited, or as edited as you could get. No edit suite, no editing software, nothing to be able to put a real nice package, which that's the way it should have been. They didn't have it back then. And as a result, Hawk almost busted his ass there. As a result, I thought it looked like a piece of shit. Now, of course, back in the day, I looked at that and think, hey, that's pretty cool. But now here, many, many years later, to me, it doesn't look that good. So, and then David was wearing a green jacket. His wife Valerie's father won a long time. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Fire, one of the main reasons the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes and Baby Doll coming to town, trying to get that world heavyweight title.
I think all the talk is over. Ric Flair was just out here once again, as we said, week in and week out. Ric Flair said that tonight he gonna have Rosie on his left and Mary on his right. and Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, gonna be right in the middle. Then he went on record and stated at the Hyatt Regency, he say, after it's all over, all the champagne, all the drinks, all the food, everything's on the world's heavyweight champion. He has no right coming on television and flaunting my credit card around, because by the time that comes around, I will be the world's heavyweight champion in New Orleans, Louisiana. He has no business at all saying what he said, what kind of robe he's going to wear. I don't care what kind of robe you're going to wear. I don't care what kind of plane you're going to fly in. I don't care how many times you come out here and talk about Space Mountain. Nobody really cares about Space Mountain. This is professional wrestling, Ric Flair. You're not out here on a game show, you understand? You're not out here on a game show. It's time you picked up your tempo just a little bit. Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair, I don't do no job in front of 70,000 people either. So where we at now? Where we at now? It's very simple. We've talked for weeks about everybody but Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, and Ric Flair. This is what it's all about. This is where it's at, Flair. Nothing else goes around this profession than that. So nobody cares about your robes, your cars, your limousines, your credit cards, and your party at the Hyatt Regency. Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. 70,000 people. We at a standstill here now. Now then, the world's title comes to me, then I'll be out here buying people champagne and baby doll new clothes, because New Orleans gonna be the first.
Already on the program, Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, the Road Warriors, but still much more when we come back.
I like the way you sort of reset. Hey, by the way, fans, you've seen Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, and the Road Warriors, and we're 9 minutes in. That is a hot open.
Yeah, you're right.
And now it's all going downhill.
The Boogie Man Valiant and Shaska Watley. People have been wondering, where's Jimmy Valiant been riding in? And here he is.
Tony, for 14 days and 14 nights, the Boogie Man's been missing in action. AWOL. And it wasn't until 2 days ago that I found out that Mr. Mad Dog, Paul Jones was behind the conspiracy to take my brother. That's my brother. Pistol Pest Watley, what they call him now?
Shaska Watley, that's right.
Shaska Watley to take my top notch. Now, Shaska Watley, just 3-4 weeks ago, remember, brother, I know you're remembering, isn't that bad? Remember 3-4 weeks ago when you crawled on your hands and knees to the Boogie Man's room 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I took care of you, took you in like a brother and took care of you like a baby. And it wasn't, Tony, 3 months ago in the great city of Philadelphia, PA, on 13th and Locust Street, when I saved Pistol Pest Shatka Watley's life in a joint, the baddest joint in town, baby. Philly, PA. I could go on, you see. But you see, the greed, the gold, the money's dirty. Money's dirty. You see, Mr. Mad Dog, Paul Jones, you took Shaska Watley, and he turned into a Judas. You are Watley, Uncle Tom, because you portrayed the only true brother that you'll ever have in this whole world, brother. Now, Mr. Mad Dog and Shaska Watley, both of you all are gonna look just like Bear Bomrosky. Ball-headed geeks, you're gonna be shaved in 85, 86, I guarantee it. And this isn't a brag. This is not a brag, this is fact. You're gonna be bald, you and the Mad Dog.
Jimmy, the Boogie Man Valiant. Let's go back to the...
What the fuck just happened?
Well, there. Welcome to 1986, where you can get by with a lot of shit. He kept calling Paul Jones Mad Dog, right?
Yeah.
But he would pause after he said Mad Dog. Sometimes he would say it twice, Mad Dog, because he wanted to catch himself. He didn't want to say Buzz Sawyer. He didn't. There's Gene Ligon again, not selling anything.
No.
Yeah, so there you go. Jimmy Valiant. He had he could get the fans riled up with his rap, couldn't he? His entertaining rap.
Gosh, yeah.
Yeah. But here
There's old Nighthawk doing his thing.
no, Nighthawk. Nighthawk looked pretty good as far as his body is concerned.
It all just went
Oh,
down when he
fuck.
started speaking.
You see him drop Gene Ligon? Jesus.
There we go.
Puts him down. That's it. You're a winner.
Also, we need to say something about Dusty Rhodes in that interview.
I don't do no jobs neither. So
Yeah, well, not only that, he was pissed off during the interview. Legitimately pissed off.
because of the jobs line.
Yeah, and because he knew that he couldn't do a job to Ric Flair right then.
Oh, in the minds of many fans, these two men certainly can walk away with $1 million.
Well, that's right, Tony. You know, they far away. Right tonight here in New Orleans, it's going to all take place. Jim Crockett Sr. World Cup, $1 million, that big trophy. And the Rock and Roll's got their business there. We're going to do one thing, go out there, walk through a lot of teams, and hopefully to win the World's Cup and $1 million.
That's right, Tony. No, it's been a long week thinking about all this money and that big old trophy in our trophy case. But you know, that's what we're going to New Orleans for. We fix to go down there and catch an airplane and have ourselves a good time. But Mr. Ric Flair, if you want to see a party, come down on Bourbon Street. Enjoy the Rock and Roll Express and Big Dust. Woo! Because we're going to tear New Orleans down, especially, I hope, with the new world's champion and us with $1 million in that big Jim Crockett Memorial Cup. Woo! New Orleans, we're coming and coming styling. Get ready.
Okay, gentlemen, good luck to you tonight also. Let's go to the ring.
I think. What's that? I'm sorry.
That's anything.
I think I need to repeat what I said correctly. Dusty was mad because he knew that Flair could not do a job to him.
Right.
In that situation.
I know what you meant.
Yeah. So that was a serious Dusty interview, and that was not a good Robert Gibson interview. But those things happen, and of course, Ricky picked it up. But, you know, Ricky was the talker. We all knew that. Robert wasn't. And sometimes I was surprised he said something. But I think that Ricky always wanted Robert to say something.
Yeah.
Because it was important that they both said something.
Yeah.
And if they were going to talk, Robert would always talk first. Ricky would always hit that punctuation, which goes back to my old thing that I tell these kids all the time, because I have worked with some of them in doing their interviews. Not what to say or how to say it. They got to be their own person. But I tell them the most important thing about an interview is not what you think. The most important thing about an interview is how you end it. You've got to know where you're going to end it, because if you don't, then you're going to fucking ramble and keep going on and on and on, and you're going to get lost. You're going to think, what did I just say? So it was always important to know how to end it. And the great ones knew how to do that, to wrap it up. And the case of the Rock and Roll Express, they all knew that they had to end it something good, and that's why Ricky Morton would always end the interviews. So, just a little. Also, David Crockett's green jacket again, probably a nod to his father-in-law, because Valerie Crockett's father-in-law was a longtime member of Augusta.
Really?
Oh yeah. As a matter of fact, Valerie has put on Facebook, because I'm a friend of hers on Facebook, and I haven't been on Facebook in a couple of months, but she's put a picture of a lot of scorecards where she went with her dad and kept score for him as he was playing Augusta. So David and Valerie always went to the Masters, and yeah, that's I think Valerie is from Augusta, as a matter of fact. So that green jacket. As a matter of fact, when I covered my first Masters event, which was probably like 2004, maybe 2005, covered my first Masters, which was pretty special to be able to cover it. When I worked for the radio station, I called David and I said, I just want to let you know I'm in Augusta at the Masters. And he said, well, we're going to be there. We're going to be there too. But we never did see each other.
Yeah. He didn't want to hang out with a,
Yeah, with another having a jobber, because I don't do no jobs.
No, not at Augusta National.
Not in front of 100,000 or less. Oh man. Okay, so I certainly hope this kid who Wahoo is facing, Vernon Deaton, which I'm not so. I think Vernon may be Joel's brother in real life. I'm not sure. I just hope he was doing what Wahoo wanted.
By the way,
because Wahoo seems like he's kind of pissed off there.
I think I mentioned that I got a Wahoo headdress.
Yes, right.
It was delivered this past week.
Yeah.
And you know, my wife she's pretty serious. She doesn't mind that I'm goofy. She likes that I'm goofy and silly. But you know, she's not really the type who's gonna be silly. But she likes that I'm silly.
Yeah.
So anyway, send her a text. We had a good morning.
Mm-hmm.
Send her a text, and I said, "Hey, open my Wahoo headdress, put it on, send me a selfie." And I realized what I was asking for is just fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
I totally expect my wife to reply, "Take a poop with your pants on. Here it is," and just send me a picture of it. And to my surprise, I guess I had done good this morning. I got a picture of her wearing the Wahoo headdress, and I howled. Because as cool as some of the wrestling collectibles I get are, I'm not walking around the fucking house on them. That's fucking silly.
Yeah.
Like she was like, "Well, this is what he wants. He wants me to put," and she knew Wahoo, so
yeah,
probably less weird for her than for me. So anyway, she put it on, sent me a selfie, and buddy, I don't think I've laughed that hard this year. Megan wearing a fucking Wahoo.
That's tremendous, because that's something Lois would never do.
I'm gonna send you the picture right now.
Okay, please do.
Because you'll howl.
Okay.
I don't know why it's funny, but it is.
The Big Chief. You ready for Paul Jones's army?
I mean, why could we not be, especially with Shaska? We're rolling with him.
Huh.
Here we go.
Shaska Watley, you've been asking about Jimmy Valiant, and we heard Jimmy Valiant, and he,
You know, Jimmy Valiant scared me for a while because I didn't think he was coming back. He calls me Mad Dog. Just because, let me tell you something, you don't call me Mad Dog because all I'm doing, I'm believing in justice. Injustice will be done in 86. And Valiant, I'm glad you're back because we can't finish the job over the telephone. And this man right here, you called him your friend. He was never your friend. You used him. You used him. And from now on, Valiant, please stay around so this man can finish the job. When we're finished, you're gonna be a bald-headed geek. I'm gonna tell you that's right, boss. He's gonna be a bald-headed geek. And the first thing in order, Jimmy Valiant, the name is Shaska, spelled with a K. I know you ain't got no brains because you're not good spell no way. But I'm gonna tell you what. The thing that you will be able to do is take a good old-fashioned whipping from me. Exercise and intelligence eyes by this man right here, the leader, Paul Jones. And when I get finished with you, shut up, boy, I ain't through talking yet. When I get through talking to you, when I get through beating on you, I'm gonna stomp on you, beat on you, kick on you, spit on you, and take some more of this. When we get finished, what he gonna be? Nothing but a bald-head geek. A bald-head geek. I got all my hair, Jimmy Valiant. He got his hair. You the one we looking for, sucker. You're gonna get it.
My God, that might be the best series of promos in the history of professional wrestling.
And it's about to end.
New look of Mr. Watley. Paul Jones has performed a miracle. But you know, something has caught my interest. Tully Blanchard has told you a little bit earlier about a situation with Ronnie Garvin. You know, Ronnie Garvin was coming out here crying, wanting one more chance at this title, one more chance at that title. And we took it upon ourselves, Mr. Anderson, Mr. Blanchard and I, to slap his wrist as a little bit of reprimand for being a little bit too pushy. Then Mr. Garvin took it upon himself to take advantage of this situation by coming out here and wrapping his fist with about 7 pounds of tape, and it looks like some evidence of plaster of Paris in there also that's dried. Now, I'm not going to stand by and allow this miscarriage of justice to take place. So I've been on the phone with Bob Gargo. They put me on hold. They shuffle. They give me this one. They give me that. I know what they're trying to do. And sometimes the wheels of justice move very slowly. Get results. So I have put the National Wrestling Alliance on notice. I'm going to give you one more week. I'm talking about next Saturday, the 26th. I want some results. Either I want to see an x-ray, the hand's broke, put it in a cast, or nothing's wrong, and let's take that tape off. We're not going to live with the present situation.
Let's go to the ring.
Well, don't blink, because Magnum TA is wrestling.
Love the way Paul. I was talking about a way to end.
Yeah,
you're going to get it. So, hey, I was doing a podcast about butts and seats, and it was a.
Did Dirk Manning line it up?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah,
I did a lot. Anyway, so they were asking me on one of these podcasts, what? Here comes Belly Belly, I think. Yeah, there you go. Magnum. Come on, Magnum.
Well, I was hoping for a little more back and forth.
Anyway, I'll get to the story
real fast.
after.
Is Magnum TA the original Goldberg?
In many ways, yes.
All right, here we go.
Is always in the center of controversy. And here in the NWA, we have the greatest wrestlers in the world. Stands one entity, and it lies the Legion of Doom. We're in there against the Russians. Russians, we have one thing. You know, in this country, we don't begrudge anybody their opinions. The only thing, Russians, your opinions are worthless because you back them up by cowardly acts. All the people know it. All the people have seen it. And your day of reckoning is coming. Now, Jimmy Cornette, Midnight Express, a great team. Like I said, the NWA has the best. Well, Jimmy Cornette, when faced with an inferior product, you're helpless. You're like all the king's horses and all the king's men. You couldn't put it back together again. The Legion of Doom wants you, Jimmy Cornette. And we want to be the #1 team in all of wrestling. And Jim Crockett Promotions will provide that because today is our day.
And that's all in the Superdome. Let's go to the ring.
Well. So anyway, I was on the podcast. A couple of things to unpack here. On the podcast, I was asked who is of the years I worked, who I thought was the most underrated and wrestler that probably should have gotten a push and never did. And I thought for just a second, and then I said Pistol Pez Watley.
Oh,
which you and I talked about that. I mean, yeah. I don't think there's any question about that. And another thing about the term professional wrestling. So I'm working for Jim Crockett Promotions, and they get out here, and Ric Flair says it, and Dusty says it, and Paul Ellering said it right there. We're the best tag team in all of professional wrestling. The NWA has the best wrestlers in all of professional wrestling. We try to encompass everything. And then I get to the WWF, now WWE, and I'm told, and I think Bruce told me this for sure, we do not say professional wrestling.
Right. Say
WWF. In other words, you were the best in the WWF. In other words, we ignore everybody else because when the best, and I understood that. And I remember, I remember when I went back to WCW trying to, as a producer, which I really wasn't, I tried to instill that in some people. Say you're the best in World Championship Wrestling. Well, that was always ingrained in people, so it was hard to do. But now, fast forward to 2021 and 2020 and 2019, when in AEW we say professional wrestling, we really mean it because, as you know, we try to encompass everybody who's wrestling independently and, wrestling all over the world. That's why Tony has, struck this deal with Impact and New Japan, because we try to encompass everybody else. So now here in 2021, when we say professional wrestling, I think it's it's pretty much legit. Do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, that's a nice point, and I appreciate it.
George, I do appreciate that we have not ignored independent wrestling, because it became such with the internet and everything. It became such smaller pockets, nothing really major. it became such a big thing, and it goes back to All In, right?
Yeah.
So, and buddy, I really appreciate it. I didn't for a long period of time, but I do now. And I think obviously, you know, the Young Bucks and Kenny, Cody, and those guys who worked in the independents for a while, especially in Ring of Honor, you know, have a lot to do with that. How about this? Jimmy Valiant, he got a couple of, now this is George South, a couple of shoulder blocks, and Jimmy gives him like a front face lock or a.
You said Valiant, but you mean Garvin.
Jimmy Garvin, yeah, gives him a front face lock or a chancery, almost as if to say, fuck it, we're not doing anything else. See that?
By the way, speaking of not doing anything else, you're not going to do anything else when you look at that picture I just sent you just now.
Okay. Okay.
Dude, an out of context Wahoo headdress, it'll crack you up.
Not only that, the expression.
You realize you got me doing some bullshit over here.
Yeah, and it's also, if I ever see you again, I'm going to chop your ass like you did. Oh, God, that is tremendous. Oh, man. Wow. Well, man, if I ever get Lois out of the house, get her over there, put that headdress on. Whew. Be the highlight of my life. Somewhat. Yeah, boy, they are. This is kind of weird, man. This is like, I don't know what's going on here.
A bullshit rest hold.
Yeah, it's been a couple of them.
By the way, later today, I guess earlier today, as you're watching this,
Mm-hmm.
isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, earlier this same day, part 1 of the Crockett Cup had already happened.
Yeah, it had.
3,000 folks over the matinee there. Bruce Pritchard was the ring announcer for the show. How about that?
How about that?
Wahoo McDaniel and Mark Youngblood beat Bobby Jaggers and Mike Miller. Nelson Royal and Sam Houston beat the Batten twins. Jimmy Valiant and Manny Fernandez beat Baron Von Raschke and the Barbarian. Terry Taylor and Dr. Death beat Bill Dundee and Buddy Landell. The Sheepherders beat Hector and Chavo Guerrero. Bobby Fulton and Tommy Rogers beat Stan Lane and Steve Kern. That's pretty big.
That is a big deal.
Buzz Sawyer and Rick Steiner beat Coco Beware and the Italian Stallion. Black Bart and Jimmy Garvin beat Brett Sawyer and Dave Peterson. And Bobby Eaton and Dennis Condrey beat Sam Houston and Nelson Royal. And last but certainly not least, Magnum and Ron Garvin beat Buzz Sawyer and Rick Steiner. So that was your matinee show.
Right.
3,000 folks there.
Mm.
At night for the main event, 13,000 folks.
That's not bad.
Bruce Pritchard's the ring announcer. Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone are going over the rules. Boy, it seems like those guys should get together and maybe do some podcasts.
How about that? How about that?
Little known fact. I guess it's not that little known. Arn Anderson was there too.
Wow.
Which is kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And Eric Bischoff was there on a scouting mission from Vergania. And even lesser known fact, a very young Kurt Angle was in the crowd that night to watch the show.
There you go. The family's all together. And what was young Conrad Thompson doing on that date in 1986?
I was probably doing homework. I'm just kidding. I was 4. I didn't have homework. I was 4.
4. I'm 4 years old.
Yeah.
4 years old. Not 3, not 5, 4.5 years. I'm 4.5 years old.
Are you doing Bill Cosby right now?
Yes, I am. I better stop.
Supposed to do that because of the rape and all.
Yeah, I know. But if you've ever seen Bill Cosby himself,
oh, it's tremendous.
It's one of the best stand-up routines ever. And even though what he became, can't take away from that. And but anyway, there's been some. I mean, Bill Burr's had some better ones, but stand-up routines. I like that Bill Burr gets people really pissed off, really gets them going. That Look at that. What is fucking going on here? I don't. Maybe they told Jimmy. Maybe they told Jimmy. Jimmy, you got a little bit of time here. We need to put some time in this because this has been rest hold after rest hold.
Yeah, maybe. You know, here's the thing: a lot of the guys may have had to leave and start heading to New Orleans.
Right, that could be it.
So go kill some time.
Well, but they got Arn and the Ragin Bull coming up, so that you would think they would put some time in too. So I just don't get
how long should a Manny Fernandez match be?
Yeah. Okay. Here's the brain buster. So that's it. I'm just thinking maybe that Garvin and Jimmy had, Jimmy could get a little salty. He really could. Which reminds me of a story. Boom. Jimmy could get a little salty. Oh, here we go. Ragin Bull.
Machacanos. I love when he starts.
NWA World TV Champion today. One fall, 20 minutes. Manny Fernandez, your chance at the title.
Well, all the world knows the day that Arn Anderson has signed that contract. That means me and little bitty Arnie, this time, it's been a long time since me and Arn met right here before this national television audience once before. But it seems like you graduated from the toddler stage. You got rid of Ole, or should I say somebody got rid of him for you. Now it's me and you and nobody else. So I guarantee you got your hands full, baby. I know, not taking anything from you, you are one heck of a world television title, and that is one prestigious title. Well, that's one prestigious waste. I want to put it around, because there's nothing better than to prove to all the people that Arn Anderson is capable of being beaten. And baby, ain't nobody can do it like the Bull, and nobody does it better than the Bull. So Arn Anderson, I'm going to tell you, Daddy, me and you are going to come out here and find out which one is the best. Is it you or me? And right now I want to tell all the people, because I got a lot of people out there in all nationwide little TV land, toda la gente latina americana, que este toro en San Antonio, el corazón de San Antonio, va a venir otra vez, el 22 de mayo. Y esta vez vas a ver el campeón de televisión del mundo. Y ese Arn Anderson, yo le voy a decir una cosa, contra el toro y tú, yo voy a ser el campeón del mundo. So baby, when it comes to rocking, let's get out and do it, because I'm sick of talking. It's time for the Rage of 86. And Arn Anderson, it's starting to begin.
We're coming right back after this timeout.
San Antonio always got a shout out.
I know. Did we run San Antonio?
No, I think he was putting over his hometown or something.
Okay.
Oh my God. Why don't you tell us what Jimmy Garvin's saying here?
Dude, okay, Jimmy, you were out there. Tony Schiavone, George South didn't want to do a spot, and they told me I had some time. So I said, you know what? Me and Precious and kind of went out last night a little bit late. So I think I'm just going to put on a rest hold. I'm going to put on a hammerlock, and then I'm just going to grab the legs and grapevine the legs a little bit. And I'm just going to lay there for a little bit because I can do that. Because I'm getting more TV time than anybody. I came in here just like a month ago, and I'm on TV all the time. Not only am I here, I'm going to wrestle on Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. And even though it's not on the network, I'm going to wrestle on Worldwide Wrestling. So I thought, you know what? I'm a little bit tired. Don't you think that, Patty? Precious? I'm a little tired, and I think that I'm going to just focus on, I'm going to focus on my... being a pilot. I'm going to focus on flying. So I grabbed a rest hold and I thought about all the things you should do, the checklist before you take off. And Ric Flair came out here and said that his Learjet is 42,000 feet in the air. Guess what? My Learjet goes 51,000 feet in the air, and that's about as high as you can go without getting into outer space. You know what they say about outer space? Space Mountain's up there. Speaking of Space Mountain, Patty, you know why about my Space Mountain? Yes, she does, because we've had a couple of girls. The fact is, Tony, if I want to come out and do a rest hold, I'll do a rest hold. Woo!
If I want to do a rest hold, I'll do a rest hold.
God, I was going to say something. What was I thinking about here, man? I get an idea, and then we get into these interviews, and I go, what the fuck? Oh, okay. Now I know. So I worked for, at this time, a radio station in Charlotte, did morning sports for K97 FM, Continuous Hit Country. We saw Dusty come out with one of the shirts on. They were very friendly to wrestlers. They loved me because they wanted me to, they saw me on TV. So I would set up time and time again, wrestlers to come be live on the show, come in the studio. I had Jimmy Garvin come in one time. This was, I did the mornings. And so he came in right at the end of the morning show. So he and Precious came in, and our morning crew two good guys. Actually, it ended up being three of them at one time. Two good guys. We brought Jimmy Garvin in, and as we're getting ready to come out of commercial, one of the guys says, "Okay, we're ready to go. Tell us what your gimmick is." He said that to Garvin, and Jimmy flew off the fucking handle. What the fuck you mean? What do you mean gimmick? You think, well, what do you mean gimmick? Tell me what you mean by gimmick. You think I'm not a real fucking athlete? And he's fucking a shooting promo on this radio announcer who says, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to have. And he just kept going on and on and on. 3, 2, 1, you're on the air. And he became Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin just like that.
Oh, wow.
But I never woke up, man. That was a part of Jimmy Garvin that I'd never seen before, buddy. And that word gimmick by someone who is not in the business,
right,
really rubbed him the fucking wrong way. So Jimmy had a behind the scenes had at times could have and I'd seen it before, a very serious attitude, which I guess if you're a pilot, you got to be serious, right?
He wasn't a pilot.
Huh?
He wasn't a pilot.
Yeah, he was.
He wasn't flying other people.
He was piloting an airplane. I was in the airplane, so he piloted me one time.
Okay.
Once.
He was a professional wrestler who just happened to fly to his towns. You're acting like he had to fucking dictate to people.
Well, you're just being fucking combative.
No, here's what
do me a favor. Put the fucking headdress of Wahoo on, walk around in it for a little bit naked, and see if it doesn't make you feel better.
Let me ask you this. Why don't you try to stick your tiny little penis head up your own ass and you can go fuck yourself, Tony Schiavone? Why don't you try that? Yeah, and that's what you should have said to Ronnie Garvin. Should have just said, "Hey, do I need to dust your ass, boy? You need your little butt powdered this morning? Because I'll dust you off for breakfast."
Jesus Christ, you're just you're usually
Tony Schiavone. I'm a damn good looking man. I got to put up with this kind of shit.
You're usually pretty surly, but fuck, even more so now. Jesus Christ.
I just think it would have been fun if you cut a promo on Jimmy Garvin about how you're a damn good looking man. You got to put up with this kind of shit.
Oh, listen, I would have never done Jimmy like that. I love Jimmy and Patty.
No, I know, just busting balls.
I know, but anyway, good. Just I wanted to say that to emphasize this. Just good family people. And I need to say something about their interviews as well.
Jesus.
Okay.
Well, so if you need to say it, I guess you should.
Okay. Without being a creep, okay?
Oh, no.
Okay. Do you ever notice how Patty stood between me and Jimmy Garvin always? She always stood on his left.
Yes. Yes.
I liked that.
Oh.
I liked standing next to Patty because she was such a nice person. And I could hear what she was saying to Jimmy that you really couldn't pick up on. And she was always in character and always saying, that's right, gorgeous. You're the man. You really couldn't hear that. And I could because she was standing next to me and I really appreciated that. So there you go.
Well, I can't wait until Twitter starts tagging Jimmy Garvin saying Tony Schiavone wants to fight you. Said he's tired of your shit. He's a damn good looking man. He ain't gonna kind of shit.
You always go back to Twitter, don't you? Because
people.
Yeah, because the dipshits are on Twitter.
Hey, I think it would be fun if the next time Eddie Kingston or Taz or somebody like that gave you shit in the backstage area of AEW, and you happen to be seated next to your best friends, Britt Baker and Rebel,
right?
You could say loud enough for them to hear to Eddie Kingston or Taz in response to their ribbing on the square. Hey, I'm a damn good looking man. I ain't got to put up with this kind of shit.
Oh, I can do that.
I think that would get over. They would just love it.
Yeah. Maybe we ought to videotape that and put it on Patreon. How about that?
I'm for it.
Oh, adfreeshows.com.
I'm fine with that too.
By the way, shall we say something about adfreeshows.com?
Sure. Say all the words right now.
Adfreeshows.com.
Nailed it.
No, I wanted to say something else. And if you think it's inappropriate, we can edit it out.
It's no such thing as inappropriate. It's what happened.
Okay. Well, congratulations to Evan Polisher.
Hey now. I didn't know that we were revealing that, but go ahead.
Well, I don't know if we're revealing or not, but our buddy Evan Polisher, who, as you know, behind the scenes, has done a phenomenal job for us, hasn't he?
Without question.
Just, I mean, wow, where would we be without Evan Polisher, realistically? Evan Polisher works now for AEW.
Yes, he does.
And we're very proud of that fact, because we all knew how great of a organized and professional of a guy he is. And I'm glad to say that that I pushed for him, but he got it on his own because they interviewed a lot of people. So there you go. So
I'm glad you didn't hate the idea, because you could have put the kibosh on it.
I would never put the, well, yeah, there's some people I'd put the kibosh on.
Like if Hancock was going to apply, you were shutting that down.
No, I wouldn't have done that.
Oh,
I wouldn't have done that.
Jeff
I would have said, what the fuck you guys thinking? But
Right.
I wouldn't have shut it down. But no, good job, Evan Polisher. And I know you would agree.
Of course.
That's it. That's all you got to say. Of course.
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, well, okay. Then don't say it.
Well, because here's the thing. There's going to be some people who are going to take that to say, oh, now the guy who runs ad-free shows works for AEW too. It's just Conrad works for AEW and just won't admit to it and all that nonsense. Which is,
Well, who's to say he's still running ad-free shows? We haven't said that. He got a job.
Yeah.
So there. So we're looking for someone else, and it ain't you, Hancock.
of course not. We don't want Hancock doing shit else.
No, we don't. I mean,
we don't need Cleo doing shit else either.
Well, I don't know.
I know.
Cleo doesn't bother me.
Well, you don't know Cleo. To know Cleo is to be bothered by him.
Okay. Well, then I really don't know him.
Yeah.
Hey, I haven't been out to the Con Radisson in quite a while.
I was hoping you were coming this weekend because, as we've talked about, Pondwater Dave was stopping by. As is Morgan's boyfriend. But as we like to say, snot thickens. Because I am friends with an interesting character who you may have met based out of Nashville named Brad. He is the person who named my residence the Con Radisson. And he is one of the more wild individuals you could ever meet.
Yeah. And
he may or may not be using performance enhancing drugs. So he walks around like a bulldog 24/7. And this will be Pondwater Dave's first time meeting my friend from Nashville. And when I told Cassio what I had arranged, that Morgan's boyfriend is going to be here at the same time as Pondwater Dave, at the same time as Brad from Nashville, Cassio responded, I was supposed to be going to a concert. I'm going to give those tickets away. We're going to have to figure out what to do with all the bodies. And I just love that he immediately said, you know what? Conrad's going to need help covering up crimes. I'm going to drop everything and go over there. Watch the fireworks.
Wow. Let's hear for Cassio.
Yeah, he's a good
Good
dude.
friend. Good dude.
You are, you know?
Yeah. Would say that one again? I'm sorry.
It's a better friend to me than you are.
Well, he lives over there.
What do you think old Chateau is saying here?
Okay. Come on in here, Uncle Ivan. Chateau. Nikita, you and Uncle Ivan, who's going to talk? Obviously, Ivan, you're going to talk first, or is Nikita going to talk first? You're going to talk first. No, wait, you're going to talk first. Who the fuck's going to? I Chateau, Magatie, I talk first. Let me say something about Jesus and my marriage. I'm getting ready to get married. And I've applied. I know I've talked about this before. I've applied for a name change, Uncle Ivan. Nikita Eskolov is going to be my real name. That's right. I'm going to spend $10,000. I might as well piss it away. And now I'm starting to sound like Baron von Raschke, but we're all bald. Right, Uncle Ivan? We're all bald. And look at the marks on your forehead. I don't. That's right. I have marks on my forehead. You know why? I have marks on my forehead because I am a professional. Take a look at the kid to my right. You think he's got he's got one mark on his forehead. He doesn't want to do blade jobs. He said, no, I've got something else after wrestling. And I said, no, I'm going to wrestle. See all these marks? There's marks one for Abdullah the Butcher. There's one for Pedro Morales. There's one for Bruno Sammartino. And there's one for you, superstar Billy Graham. They're all on my head, and I've got marks for each and every one of them. I know of it. And Nikita, don't turn your back, Nikita. Well, you can show the traps if you want and the delts if you like, but you shouldn't turn your head. See that mark on Nikita's head? That'll be the only mark on his head in 5 years because he will not want to do a blade job. Because you know what he told me? Jesus does not like blade jobs. He will send you to hell if you do a blade job. And you know what's going to happen when Nikita gets to heaven? He's going to take this chain and wrap it around St. Peter's neck and break it. And it'll be St. Koloff at the gate. And when people come to the gate to try to get into heaven and they're going to hell, St. Koloff will wrap the chain around his arm and give them the Russian sicko with the chain. And that will send them to hell. That's exactly right. I said that. And don't forget, there may be a mark here for you, Stan Hansen, and a mark on my forehead for you, Ole Anderson. The fact is that there are marks from my forehead from years of being a professional wrestler and years from being a pro. And Nikita comes out here and he wants to wear a shirt. He doesn't want to show off his great body. Do you know why? Because he's in love. That's right, Uncle Ivan, I'm in love. I'm in love with this chain. And yes, I'm going to go to heaven. And I'm going to be St. Peter. I'm going to be St. Koloff. And when you come to heaven, I'm going to allow you in. But you maggotier, whenever that is, I'm not going to allow you in because Russia runs heaven. And that is all that people need to know. Wait a minute. That wasn't that Baron von Raschke's tagline? That's right. Well, I always said need a tagline in the interviews, and that was as good as any. We'll be back.
I don't think we'll beat the close of that Shaska Paul Jones promo today.
No, I don't think we will either.
Let's see what you're saying here.
You're going to get it.
Title, and this man an expert of the World TV title, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
I know a lot about World TV titles. I know a lot about Arn Anderson having a World TV. Where you been, darling?
Let's see, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get everything lined up for New Orleans. If I go back there and I'm not there, don't get worried because I've gone out to the airport. I've got your bags. I've got everything taken care of. The limo's waiting for you outside. I'm going to head on to the airport, get the plane ready out because New Orleans, here we come. See you later.
I like it. Let's watch this thing, baby.
Okay, let's go to the ring.
So Arn is going to do commentary on this? I mean,
Dusty, yeah, I guess. Before we go to Dusty's commentary, I'm sure you want to pick up some of it. Baby Doll didn't know Dusty was coming out, right?
Yeah.
And he said, where you been, darling? And she came up with, on the fly, a great excuse. And you could see it on Dusty's face. Dusty was just biting his lips together like, damn, she's doing pretty good. And so she walked right out. Oh, I thought that was very well done. I love shit on the fly. Here he is.
Okay, this is going to be a real Donnybrook. Hey.
Yeah.
All right, it's hot, Jack.
Let's put it in there.
Like a kid. Where's he at? I like it. Woo.
Fred Beal. Okay.
Fred.
Remember, right now, he is.
Man, Arn's having fun getting that crowd riled up.
Dusty said, Fred Beal. Or David said it.
Who's Fred Beal?
Dusty would make up shit. The Beal, invented by Fred Beal, you know. You want to catch his promo here? Well, he stopped talking.
Hey, what do you think about getting a vanity plate on your vehicle?
No, I'm not.
Why not?
Because they're bullshit.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to spend extra money to the fucking government for anything, okay?
Is it true that Gorilla Monsoon's license plate used to say kayfabe?
You know what? I'd heard that story. I didn't know it was Gorilla. I had heard somebody in wrestling had kayfabe on their license plate. I don't know. You had heard it was Gorilla Monsoon. Ask Bruce. When do you talk to Bruce?
Well, I know the answer. I was just trying to get you to tell the story.
I don't know the story about it. No, I don't.
He did. That's the end of the story.
Okay, end of the story. So there. Well, this is World Championship Wrestling, and if I recall, Gorilla Monsoon wasn't here at that time.
I was just trying. Did anybody that you worked with there have a vanity plate?
No. Wait a minute. I did.
Wait a minute. Just a minute ago.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not giving any money to the government. Oh wait, I used to.
I've got to show you the vanity plate too, because We still have it, and it was Lois's favorite.
And
North Carolina, it said us, and it had the what's the sign for and?
the ampersand?
Ampersand. Yeah, us.
Wait,
and
you can get an ampersand?
yeah.
Wow.
In North Carolina, you could back in the 80s. Us and 5 kids.
Wow.
Now, we didn't get that until we had the twins in 87, but that was, as a matter of fact, we had one vehicle when we first went to work for the WWE back in 1989, and it was the big van, and with us and 5 kids on it. And so I pulled it into Titan Sports one day, or WWF Production. And Vince came in the studio. He said, "Is that your van out there with us and 5 kids on the license plate?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "That's really cool. That's really good." So he put that over. So yeah, I've got that somewhere. I'm going to take that picture and put it on Patreon.
Man, that's cute. I'm glad that you think Dusty had one?
No, I don't think one.
In my head, he had Stardust on the plate.
I would think so. Or Rick would have had woo. That would have been cool. But I think back then there was, they wanted to lead a private life, right?
Wait, fuck you.
What?
Leave a private life. Tonight, girls, I'm going to be at the Hyatt Regency.
Okay, yeah, all right. But I'm talking about when they're like going to the grocery store or going to the airport. They wanted people follow them and shit like that. Come on. You know that. You're just being a dick head prick motherfucker. Son of a bitch.
I'm not going to sit here and let you fucking run me down like that the whole
Well,
time.
I'm sorry, you shouldn't. I apologize. I'll never let it happen again. I mean, because you never run me down. Right?
Right. Correct.
Yeah. So you never do that. So why should I in turn try to do that to you? I don't know. I was really out of line there, and I apologize for it.
You're a motherfucker, as you know.
Yeah, used to be.
When's the last time you were, you think? Oh, her birthday? Your birthday. November 2019?
November 7th, 2019. That's the last day.
R.I.P. If it's use it or lose it, you're get up and went and got up and gone.
Well,
get up and go.
If you make it to my age, and anybody out there is going to make it to my age, everybody's different. And I've heard that at my age, oh, here's somebody texting me right now. Okay. Cleo, you're full of shit. So anyway, where was I? Oh, okay. They say that at my age, you should probably take testosterone. Have you heard this one?
Boy, Jim Ross has got him.
Yeah, I know.
Overdrive, son.
Yeah, I know.
See, Connie, the trick is you're supposed to get it once every 9 weeks. I get mine every 5. Fuck 'em, Connie. They're just going to have to deal with it. They're just going to have to back up into it.
Yeah. Well, his doctor prescribes that. I have no use for it.
Well, what does that mean?
Well, I don't need to
Don't you want harder?
I don't need to be a horny old man backstage in Jacksonville. Okay.
Wait, did you just low key say that Jim Ross is a horny old man back?
No, I did not. I said, I don't need to be one.
That's what you implied.
I didn't imply that. You're trying to cause shit. And no, I just don't need.
Let's break the third wall. Cleo, chime in. Did he just low key refer to Jim Ross as a horny old man backstage in Jacksonville?
He said he didn't want to answer that. You know why?
Cleo.
Because he's my friend. He doesn't want to get in the middle of this bullshit that you're perpetrating here. Okay. There you go. So thank you, Cleo, for not saying anything.
Boy, stupid ass Cleo will send us a text, but he will not chime in.
Okay.
Hey, when are we going to get together with Cassio? This weekend. You ain't doing shit.
I should come over, but I'm going to wait till I have my great drop to hold. Ragin Bull, Manny Fernandez. I should wait.
Everyone here has been vaccinated and or has the antibodies, so you're safe.
Well, I've had my first shot. I should probably wait till I'm finished. I got the vaccination to go out and do something. So let me wait.
We're not going out. We're just going to my house.
Well, it could be rampant with the virus.
I love that motherfucker who hooked up with an escort in Las Vegas named Diamond without protection. All of a sudden now is so conscious of a virus.
Fucking lying.
You dipped your wick
You're lying
in a petri dish of infection and then washed it down with a Diet Mellow Yellow. And you're like, oh no. I can't possibly come to your house. It's too dirty. You live in a fucking pig pen of fucking dog hair.
Washed it down with a diamond. What did I do? Stick my dick in a glass of diamond. Oh, the shit that you come up with. Fuck, man, you should have been a comedic writer.
I mean, you're listening to my shit right now. This is it.
Oh, sorry about laughing over a rest hold. I was getting ready to say a good match, and I look at it and see it's a rest hold.
A lot of rest holds today.
Yeah, a lot of those. So, and I'm trying to remember, you know, I knew for the arena shows, the TV shows that we shot in the arena, like Worldwide and Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling, which was kind of what we did before 1985, you know, and when I was working with them in 83 and all of 84 and the first part of 85 until April, Gene Anderson would come out. And when they would see Gene, that would be the signal to go home. And I'm trying to think what was the signal to go home here. Because I don't think Randy Anderson had referees are hooked in now with IFBs. And I'm trying to think how the cue to go home. Because I don't think Gene came to Atlanta for TV.
Huh.
Maybe they had Charlie McGowan stick his head out of the curtain or something. I'm sure someone came out from the back, and I'm not so sure. You know, sometimes if we glance and we see enough, we'll see that Randy Anderson is maybe looking. You know, probably somebody came out right where we were. Just make sure you're not on camera. I'm not sure, but. Again, this show's been rest hold city, hasn't it?
Oh man.
I'm really kind of surprised, but look, I don't have a problem with it. I like working on, I like the story of working on one part of the body and Arn trying to get out of it. And it looks like the Bull, you know, the Bull can win this fucker anytime now. And there's fans, you know, clapping with him. Oh my God.
Track it.
Oh.
Taking a break.
Taking a break.
Yeah, man, it feels like they might have just been a little short-handed. I want to remind everybody the day before. So to catch you up here, this is April 19th. Later this day, we've got a matinee show for the Crockett Cup and then the evening show for the Crockett Cup. But the day before, we were in Philadelphia at the Civic Center, 7,000 fans there. The day before that, they were running two crews, one in Bessemer City, North Carolina, one in Norfolk, Virginia. The day before that, boy, we had two shows, one at the Dorton Arena. And some of our stars like Ric Flair and, well, I guess just Ric Flair. He's at the Championship Wrestling from Florida show in Miami. But you just did TV 4 days prior to this at the Winthrop Coliseum in Rock Hill, South Kakalaki.
Yep.
So you got a pretty busy dance card here. And the day after this April 19th Superdome double shot, we've got one crew in Greensboro and one crew in Savannah, Georgia. and we're back to running the two crews on the 2 days later, one in Greenville, one in Fayetteville, and we're off to the races. It's just it's a crazy hectic schedule.
Yeah, it is. And listen, every time I think of schedules like that, I think of the boys. I do. Of what the travel and the time they had to put into it. And again, I think we've talked about this so many times. What always to me stood out was the fact that these guys did not have insurance.
Right.
These guys not only did not have insurance, but these guys, hey, you didn't work, you didn't get paid. So you could get hurt in this match, but you were still going to work if you wanted to get paid. And so that is why I guess and I'm not blaming any old school promoter because that's the way it was done. That is why I guess, you see some of the guys who have now gotten older, here we are 30 years later or so, and have trouble getting around.
Right.
Because they had to work for the pain. And if they had an injury, they had to go out there and do something. Now, if you would work with Arn doing a great job of selling his leg here, getting up. If you really were hurt, the guy you were working with would obviously help you out a little bit.
Right.
I got a bad leg, please help me out. And they would, but still you'd have to get out there and perform unless you absolutely were in a cast or something like that. Which reminds me, I may have told you the story. I'm not sure. In 1985, I believe it was, I had a car wreck where I rear-ended the car and I wasn't wearing a seatbelt. And I went forward and hit my shoulder on the door and my knee hit underneath on the dash underneath the steering wheel, and I broke my kneecap. And they put me in to this day, I have arthritis in that knee, but that's another story. So they put me in this full-length cast from my ankle all the way up to my hip, full-length cast. And I still had to work because the boys worked, right, when they were hurt. So I went in that Wednesday, I went in the next 2 Wednesdays, maybe 3 Wednesdays to do interviews with a pair of jeans that Lois had cut so I could fit them over the cast, and stood right there on one crutch. And every time Gene would say, get ready to go, I would take the crutch and put it over on the side and did my work. And because again, I got paid for that day. And if I didn't, I just wasn't going to let that, inhibit me from working. And that's the way the boys did too. And I always thought back then, I always remembered back then that if the boys are going to work hurt, damn it, I'm going to work hurt.
Right.
So that their work ethic always inspired me. And some had it more than others, but like anything in life. But I was always, anyway, going back to those double shots, that was just, I've said this before. I remember Arn Anderson one Wednesday, he said, man, he said, can't we put a third show on? We're not tired enough or something like that. It was just really funny the way he said it, because those kids were spent, man.
That's a funny story, Tony.
Yeah. Someone will punch you in the fucking nose till it bleeds.
Well, you can't, remember?
Fucker.
Because I don't have my second shot. So anyway, I'm banging this hooker in Vegas named Diamond.
Jesus Christ, what you said.
Oh,
well, wait a minute. Wait, hold on.
Dusty, get in my match. Dusty!
James J. Dillon getting the attention of Dusty Rhodes. Arn Anderson by time limit. Expiration will still be the champion.
They try to go after Manny's hand. Garvin came in.
And Dusty came to the rescue of the Ragin Bull, Manny Fernandez. Arn Anderson is still the champion. We'll be back.
That was a nice little segment.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I'm sure Dusty's commentary was was pretty entertaining, and they got involved in a little angle. Here we go. Entertaining.
Oh, this is the greatest day of my life. Tony, David,
Why's that, Dick?
you look like a big leprechaun. Get it straight. My name's Jim. Your name's Tony. He's David. Let me tell all you people something. You know, I'm feeling cool today. I'm feeling so cool. I'm chilly. Do you understand what I'm saying, Tony? I am feeling good. I'm on top of the world. Tonight's the night. The Midnight Express are going to make me the happiest guy on the face of the earth. They're going to take Precious Paul's trained apes, the Road Warriors, and they're going to show everybody, including the Road Warriors themselves, that they're not unbeatable. They're going to take the Rock and Roll Express, you know, those two little nappy-headed punks with those fat 13-year-old Sal's running around after them, hugging and kissing on them with the cheap perfume, yelling, Ricky, Ricky, Robert, Robert. They're going to take them, and they are going to take away the most prestigious prize in professional wrestling, the Jim Crockett Sr. Memorial Cup, and then they're going to outlast all other international competition, and they're going to win that thing just for me and just for Mama. And that's going to make me and her the two happiest people on the face of the earth. And speaking of my mother, you know, every week she sends me my mail from home, right? Well, last week I got a big package, and involved in it was a real big brown manila envelope. You people, I'm sure, know what that means, manila. And inside was a contract for the Midnight Express to wrestle America's team, Dusty Rhodes and Magnum TA.
One of the top teams in the world.
Well, now let me ask you one question, though, Tony. Have they ever teamed up? Have they ever been in the ring as a team before? They come out here and they do their interviews together because Magnum don't know what his opinion is till Dusty tells it to him. But I've never seen him get in the ring. Oh, shut up. You know it's true. Let me tell you something. The Midnight Express are the best synchronized tag team in professional wrestling. They complement each other. They move together just like a Swiss watch. And Dusty and Magnum, obviously, they got this big thing about being buddy-buddy, but they don't like to get in the ring and prove how good they are very often. So I'll tell you what, Dusty and Magnum, I sent the contract back to Mother. She shipped it through to the lawyers. They're sending it back to you. The Midnight Express will get in the ring with you, and you know what's going to happen. Dusty's going to be over there throwing all them bionic elbows. He might hit the ring post. He might hit the turnbuckle. Magnum's going to be over there belly-belly and the referee, maybe hitting a couple of girls in the audience, and the Midnight Express is going to be doing what they do best, tag team wrestling. Dusty and Magnum, you're just like the Road Warriors. You're just like the Rock and Roll Express. You're big names, but you're a myth. You are not the greatest team in professional wrestling. The Midnight Express is. The Rock and Roll Express were unbeatable, and we beat them. The Road Warriors are considered unbeatable. We're fixed to beat them. Dusty and Magnum, you're the only other team left that everybody thinks, including all these idiots in the audience, that can't nobody take. And we're fixed to whip you too. What do they call that, Tony? A hat trick? Three of the most unbeatable teams ever in professional wrestling going down to the greatest tag team that has ever been. The world champions, Loverboy Dennis and Beautiful Bobby, the Midnight Express.
I mean, how can you beat that?
You can't.
What a great line that was. And Magnum doesn't know his opinion until Dusty tells it to him.
I know.
Woof.
Oh, yeah, man. It's, oh, man. Oh, man, he was so good. Now, two things here I wanted to touch on when I'm seeing Jim. I don't know if it's in Jim's book or not. Did Jim have, it's like the second week in a row we've seen him with sunglasses. Did he have some eye surgery or something that caused him to wear sunglasses?
I was wondering if he was just out drinking or what the deal was.
No.
I don't know, but I'll tell you this. It's in his book, and I didn't know this until I read it in the book.
Uh-huh.
He went and flew up and met with Vince.
Oh, during this era?
Yep.
Wow. I don't blame him. You're free agents, right?
They're being recruited.
Yeah. Don't blame him. Why not? See if you can make more money.
Another turning point for the Midnight Express and Jim Crockett came in May. Ernie Ladd, their old friend from Mid-South, called JC at home and offered them an opportunity to work for the WWF.
Wow. Anyway, for some reason, I'm thinking that Jim had an eye problem or something there. Maybe he had some surgery done because he had a black eye or something. And that's why he wore it. And so I don't know if that was a fact or not. But and then again, I'm thinking, and this may have been a good time. And Jim may have put this in his book as well. I'm thinking that he probably was pretty pissed off that they were the World Tag Team Champions and weren't going to win the cup.
Well, I know they weren't tickled with the houses. He would write, the dome gates were disappointing due to the economic recession of the time in New Orleans. Only 35,000 for the afternoon session, 140,000 for the evening session, totaling 175. Look at you guys.
That punk right there does not deserve to be in a pair of wrestling tights. Let me tell you something. It just.
That was fun stuff.
Bobby pulling me over by the lapel to stick the microphone in front of him. So anyway, go back to your numbers here.
That's it. They only did 175 for the day, 35 for the morning, 140 for the evening.
Mm-hmm.
And they did a couple of tapings. We mentioned they're back on the road, and I mentioned Greenville, South Carolina. Well, they do a television taping there. I'm sure we'll talk about next week, but it says this taping began a program between the Midnight Express, Dusty Rhodes, Magnum TA, and Baby Doll, where the Midnights attacked Dusty and JC hit Doll in the stomach with the tennis racket, where it was later revealed she may not be able to have children. And this angle got some pretty serious heat. Midnights started carrying handguns in their cars as they had in Mid-South. So yeah, we're going to make sure that you can't have a baby. And if anybody has a problem with it, we'll shoot you.
Welcome to the world of kayfabe when it was real. God, they were so entertaining, these two. See Dennis doing these push-ups. Bobby was pulling the guy's shoulder up. They were just fucking with this guy because as Jim said, as we heard, he shouldn't even be able to put on a pair of wrestling tights. I mean, they just good stuff, man. Good Bobby. Huh. And there were people at home, those arrogant pricks, those bastards. They're better than anybody and they know it. And they're embarrassing these kids who are working hard and trying to make a name for themselves. And now that damn Jim Cornette getting his big mouth right in that guy's face. It's easy to lambast a guy when another guy's holding him. Yeah, show him those tight goddamn Jim Cornette. Oh, fucker. I see those fuckers somewhere and I got my knife. I'm going to cut them. Don't think that didn't happen. Not the cutting part, but the thought process by somebody watching TV, because he was real back then, as you were just saying, right?
Right.
And we miss that now, and I'm not so sure it's a bad thing. That the heat's not what it used to be. Because people are crazy. Well, people have always been crazy, but crazier now than ever before and more bold than they've ever been. So anyway, just a rambling thought there. But Bobby and Dennis used to just give you, look at this.
It's entertaining.
Yeah. And the thing of it is, Bobby was such a great worker that everything he did was so easy and so light. He never hurt anybody. That knee, buddy, looked good. This poor guy is I hate to say it, is kind of a sap here. He doesn't even know how to. Boom. It's like, well, I just better roll him over. See, here is, well, okay.
Oh man, now this might be fun.
Might be.
We'll see.
I don't even want to discuss that at this point because I think we deserve full attention at this moment to the situation at hand. I want the camera to take a good close look at the face of the national heavyweight champion, Mr. Tully Blanchard, because I want to make a couple points. Number one, you can see that this man has suffered tremendous physical punishment. And this is a very, very handsome individual. Women waiting outside arenas all over the world. And I have very mixed emotions at this moment to even have to talk about this. But this is a man that went through an I Quit match. Probably
Never
is,
said I quit.
Never said he quit, number one. Then they came along and they said, okay, the American Dream was going to go get this Chief Wahoo McDaniel, going to get the Indian strap, going to get the bull rope out of the shed, and he's going to give out a little justice that maybe we wouldn't even be around. Well, they threw everything they could at Mr. Tully Blanchard and Mr. Arn Anderson. As you can see, we're still here, and most importantly is Tully Blanchard is still the national heavyweight champion.
You know, JJ, well put, but you know, everybody out there knows how tough I am. I'm not going to have to talk about it. Manny Fernandez, you just got a taste of what it's like to mess with one of the three horsemen. You're going down. That's what happens when you hang too close to Dusty Rhodes. Now, Dusty Rhodes, you and I have been the whole spectrum. You wanted that bull rope, and you got it all. I took everything you could dish out. I took it all on national television, boot, reinforced boot, and everything, and I took this from you. A few stitches, a few scars, Dusty Rhodes, that's the name of the game. Anybody takes a good look at you knows you've been on a long, hard road your whole life. And you've come through many, many times. But Dusty Rhodes, this time, you're this much short. And don't you forget it, because Dusty Rhodes, you want Texas death. You want the barbed wire back up again. I'm ready for anything you want, Jackson Brown. And I'll still come out here on national television, on Turner Station, and I'll still have the National Heavyweight Championship, and I'll still be looking fine. The stitches are in. That's fine. I still got the jewelry, and I'm still up here talking, Dusty Rhodes. You can't shut me up. Wahoo McDaniels can't shut me up. Magnum TA couldn't do it. Garvin can't do it with his taped up hand. Ain't nobody you run around with can shut me up. I'm up here talking. JJ's up here talking. Flair's up here talking. Arn Anderson's up here talking. And that's all you need to know about anything, Dusty Rhodes. So you come up here with that big moose you want to call a baby doll, which I gave her everything she is. And Dusty Rhodes, you think about it, and you sleep on it, and you wake up on it every day of your life.
And when you see Garvin, you tell him we expect the tape to be off by next week.
We're coming right back.
Dude, Tully was fired up right there.
Well, you know why he was fired up? Because he got tatered.
Yeah.
Because that blood on the chin.
Yeah.
Guys don't cut their chin.
It
That
looked like a gimmick to me.
What's that?
The blood. Maybe not. Let's see where.
No, I don't think it was. No, I don't.
Real American? Hope so.
Dylan, Tully Blanchard talking about the NWA. It's going to bar me from wearing tape. Well, I respect the NWA. I respect Bob Geigel, the president. I respect Jim Crockett Promotion, whatever they got to say. But nobody has said nothing to me about not wearing a tape, not protecting my hand. Everybody is worried about my hand. Well, I'm not worried about it, and I don't want nobody to worry about it, you see, because I'm used to dealing pain. And I'm going to tell you, Tully Blanchard, I've been professional wrestling for one purpose. It's to win, make a living, and I like it, and I do it well, and I've been doing it all my life. And you're not going to stop me or anybody else. Now, you might go around the country, roughshod yourself over people, intimidate people, try to scare them. Well, I'm going to deal with this situation my way, you see, and I'm going to give you one warning. You, Arn Anderson, Ric Flair, J.J. Dillon, Tully Blanchard, pay close attention. Ronnie Garvin's dangerous. I'm dangerous even when I sleep. Just a warning, because I'm coming down on all of you.
Ron Garvin, man with the hands of stone. He is going to the ring. Let's go there with him. Brody Chase.
I'm dangerous even when I sleep.
That's a good line.
That is a fucking good line. That is a great line, man. Oh, well, this has been an interesting show, man. I really think, I don't think it was gimmick blood there, because I don't think they used it back then. Maybe they did.
No, you're probably right. I forgot that they just had a
they just had a little row.
Yeah.
And go back and probably, if you guys want to, if you can watch this, go back and look at it and see maybe he really was tatered there. And that was the source of that anger. Because to me, that fucking anger was directed at Dusty, right?
Yep.
When he's kind of in a program in a way here with Ronnie Garvin, kind of. I guess they're all intertwined programs or whatever, but it just seems, I just think maybe he got tatered. Don't know.
Hey, is it true? I just want to remind everybody that you're you like hobo food, right?
I haven't eaten in a long time, but yeah, I can go for some pork and beans out of the can.
Okay. Well, the reason I'm bringing this up is a friend of the show, Austin Kellerman, just put on social media this past week that there is a new dish available at Disneyland. And I know how people like you like to go to Disneyland.
Oh, well, I like to go to Disney World, but I love Disney. Put it that way.
Okay. They now sell a fried pickle corn dog with a side of peanut butter.
Oh man.
So it's a corn dog surrounded by, so it's a wiener inside of a pickle.
Okay.
That's now like, you know, fried like a corn dog.
Yeah.
And you dip it in peanut butter.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is Tony Schiavone's dream.
Fucking A, buddy. Do you know at Disney, at Epcot, have you ever been to Disney?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm so
maybe.
Jesus. I'm so glad. At Disney, at Epcot, they have all these different parts of the world that you can go around. And then they have, I remember back in 2019, the last time I was there with Chris and his kids and his wife, you could go around every place around the world and sample the food. You had to pay for it, but you would get food samples. Okay. And in Hawaii, right, they had spam, fried fucking spam in Hawaii, because spam is, if you look it up, spam is big in Hawaii. And that's one of their delicacies.
Spam big in Hawaii. Dude, the suggestion was, like when I started typing, it says, why is spam so big in Hawaii?
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah. So
Spam is especially popular in the state of Hawaii, where residents have the highest per capita consumption in the United States. Its perception there is very different from the mainland. There is even an annual spam-themed festival on the island of Oahu that takes place every spring, known as the Waikiki Spam Jam.
Yeah, baby.
Spam Jam.
If it didn't take 10 days to get there, I'd go out there for it.
Not Space Jam, Spam Jam. And speaking of spam,
Paul Jones, a man you call Mad Dog, along with Shaska Watley.
You know, I just figured out, Tony, just figured out what the Mad Dog problem is. You see, he has a small man complex, and they all got it, Tony, just like Hitler, and just like what's the man that put his hand in here? What's his name, Tony? Napoleon. He's just like these dudes, you see. He's got the power, and he takes his army, and he goes to destroy. Well, he's going to destroy the boogeyman. He's ate up inside with the boogeyman. Well, I want to tell you something. My brother, which was Pistol Pez Watley, what's his name now, Tony? Shaska Watley took my top notch, took the hair from my head. Well, I'll tell you, you're no brother of mine. You see, I've been talking to the brothers on the street, the real brothers, and they say Shaska Watley is no brother of the streets. You're by yourself, and if you think that Mad Dog is a brother, you're dead wrong. You're dead wrong, baby. I gave the best of my heart, my soul, the whole inside of me, Shaska Watley, to you. The only brother you will ever have was Boogie Woogie. That's the streets, Jack. And now, for taking my hair, for taking my top notch, you, Shaska Watley, is gonna be just like the rest of the Mad Dog's army. You're gonna be bald, baby. You're gonna be bald, daddy, like the day you was born. You're gonna have no hair, you understand? I want to tell you one thing, Mad Dog. It's been going down a long time. It's time right now in 86. Either me or you, it's going to be all over. Before it's over, I promise you, you're going to be bald. Bald-headed geek.
We're going to the Superdome. We'll see you there.
dude, I know that people are upset about the things that Peacock are censoring. But last week, we saw Paul Jones use a word or a phrase that I didn't think people even said in 86. And just now on this episode, we heard the phrase Uncle Tom and Hitler on the same show.
Yeah. Isn't it something how you could get by with stuff back then?
I mean, golly.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
World's changed.
Well, the world has changed, but
for the better in many ways, and there's many ways that's changed for the worse. But more than not, it's changed for the better, I think. So there. Anyway, interesting show. I think what made it interesting more than anything else was Tully Blanchard's interview. That became a shoot, buddy.
Well, the Tully Blanchard one was good, but man, I don't do no jobs. And come on.
Yeah.
Great episode. I feel like we were blessed with this false finish that we got one more episode in. Can we push our luck? You think it'll stick around for next week?
Well, yeah, I don't see why it shouldn't. I don't see why, and maybe I'm wrong here, and I don't want to put this out in the air. And I mean, karma. I don't know if you believe all that, but what's wrong with still letting people hook into your server if they want to watch the old stuff and all the new stuff, the current stuff, which is what most people watch on the network, go to Peacock for it until they get it all moved over. What's wrong with that? I think you make everybody happy by doing that.
Buddy, I'm not doing any of it. I'm just here to talk about it with you. And I feel like you think I'm somehow making decisions for them. I mean,
I know. No, I didn't. No, see, now you're trying to start some shit again.
You know what? I don't have to put up with this kind of shit.
Yeah.
It's about that time.
It is about that time, ladies and gentlemen, and it's going to be one-on-one Pondwater Dave going up against Cassio Kid. And my God, look how much weight Cassio Kid has lost. And now with the commentary, here's Tony Schiavone. Wait, he's not here. We've been handed this note. He's gone on to Spam Jam, and he'll be there as the special Grand Marshal at Spam Jam this coming year in Hawaii. And that means we're desperately out of time. Enjoy your corn dog pickle with peanut butter. And we'll be back next week with more What Happened When? Wednesdays on Westwood One, but Mondays we're on
Patreon, patreon.com/WHW Monday. And of course, adfreeshows.com. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.